Powers Act remaining in effect in Northeast, Naga HoHo reiterates its demand for complete withdrawal of the act from the region. On recent extension of AFSPA, Naga HoHo says Government of India seemed to reject and discard voice of the people. Ongoing indefinite strike called by the Energy 2015 batch enters day 11 with no sign of end to the impasse between the group and the state government on the service regularization issue. Agitation intensifies with more teachers voluntarily joining the hunger strike. Eastern Naga Students Federation all set to hold the mass public walkathon movement in demand for frontier Nagaland statehood on October 7. Mass public walkathon to be held across all administrative headquarters across Eastern Nagaland as part of the first phase of agitation to press the statehood demand. 8 persons die in a flash flood during immersion of Durga Puja idols at Jalpaiguri district in West Bengal on Wednesday evening. Nearly 50 rescued after operations carried out by teams of NDRF, SDRF, police and the local administration. North Korea launches 2 ballistic missiles towards its eastern waters Thursday after United States redeploys an aircraft carrier near the Korean peninsula. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida expressing anger terms North Korea's continued launches absolutely intolerable. Hello viewers, welcome to News Now. We will now look into the news in detail. The Naga HoHo on Wednesday remarked that there cannot be true spirit of peace and tranquility when the Armed Forces Act 1958 is in place. Naga HoHo opined that the Government of India seems to reject and discard the voice of the people, even as the popularly elected democratic government of Nagaland had recommended for repeal of the act. Moreover, Naga HoHo questioned why India should play full with the sentiments of the Naga people and asked peaceful resolutions to the Indo-Naga political issue. The body also claimed that the patience of the Naga people should not be misunderstood as weakness and demanded complete withdrawal of the Draconian Act from the region. The ongoing indefinite strike called by the Energy 2015 batch entered day 11 on Thursday with no sign of resolution to the impasse between the group and the Department of School Education on their service regularization. Notably, the agitation has intensified with more teachers volunteered, with the number going up to 40 has joined the indefinite hunger strike. Earlier on Wednesday, the spokespersons of Energy Bendangtum Ozakum said that with some of the members hospitalized within the week, more teachers volunteered to join the hunger strike. He further informed that on Wednesday, 1 more member was taken to the hospital for medical care. It may be mentioned that even after the 10th day of the agitation of the Energy 2015 batch, which started on September 26, there has not been any positive response or assurance from the state government on the demand of the ad hoc teachers. Ozakum also expressed disappointment towards the government on behalf of the 1,166 teachers on failure to respond towards their demand.
Agitation, and we are on the 6th day of our hunger strike. It has been a very pleasant day. Of course, the other days we used to have sunshine, a lot of sunshine, or at least sometimes rain. But it's also very important and very happy for us all to say that the energy. But it is also very important and pleasing for the energy to say that we have all stood together despite numerous challenges. So yes, it has been, even today, it has been a very successful day. And there has been a lot of discontentment even amongst our members regarding the lack of interest by the government to handle our issue. As yesterday we had a meeting, but it ended in a deadlock, and even today there has been no initiative on the part of the government, if I could see that. So yes, there has been a lot of discontentment amongst our fellow members as well, but somehow sliced. And even today, one of our members is in hospital since yesterday. Hopefully, the last time the reports came in about her medical conditions, it was more or less stabilized, so we are also very happy for her. And today we have the plans of intensifying this hunger strike by adding up more volunteers. They have all come forward voluntarily, stating that if this is the response, or if this is the attitude of the government, then we shall also join in with the hunger strike. So with that notion, we have been compelled to push up the number of the attendants in the hunger strike. While at the same time, I would also like to see that there are people who are suffering. Even today at the end of the meeting, there were about 3-4 individuals who came up to the core committee and stated that they have health issues and that they can bear no more. So we requested them to get back home and then take a rest at home. But they also came and told it very firmly that even though I have this kind of health conditions, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be standing here until and unless our demands are met. So that is the kind of zeal, that is kind of will of our general members, which has indeed pushed the core committee to go to this extent. And hopefully with those kind of passion, with those kind of support, even from the general members of the 1166, I hope we will achieve what we are demanding for. Words that more than 10 of our members has passed away while waiting for regularization. And even today, of those who are remaining, a lot of people are down with different kind of sickness. Well, I can be very sure about 2 of our members who are down with cancer and are undergoing treatment in different hospitals at this very moment. And as such, they are not here with us today. But at the same time, I would like to assure and guarantee those 2 people, and in fact all those people who could not be with us today, that more than 1,000 members of your group, of your Anaji 2015 batch are praying for you. So kindly take courage, continue to fight your own sickness. Don't be disheartened, because we are continuously praying for you. And I hope on behalf of all the members here that you get well soon at the earliest, and if needed be, and if time permits, then you come and join us so that we will all achieve what we are looking for and return back happily.
The Eastern Naga Students Federation is all set to hold the mass public walkathon movement in demand for Frontier Nagaland statehood on October 7. Notably, the mass public walkathon will be held across all the administrative headquarters across Eastern Nagaland as part of the first phase of agitation to press for Frontier Nagaland statehood demand. In a press release, ENSF Information and Publicity Secretary Keyong Mangkum Yimkung appealed to the Eastern individual residing outside to extend consistent prayer and support in any manner possible in pursuit for the statehood demand. The Federation further informed that all the business establishments will be restricted during the program hours. However, district administration, police, paramilitary, medical, fire and emergency services have been exempted. Meanwhile, the Federation also informed that all its 7 Federation units, which include CWS, YAA, KSU, KSU Konyak, USSC, PCS and TSU have endorsed all the logical arrangements for the proposed agitation. It stated that agitation would be strictly implemented all over its jurisdiction and no leniency would be extended to any defaulters. It may be mentioned that the ENSF adopted resolution for public walkathon at Anongtongar in Shamator district during its emergency Federal Assembly on September 26, 2022. In order to strengthen the relationship, Western Sumi HoHo and Chakroma Public Organization have decided to occasionally have joint meetings time to time. Notably, the two bodies adopted the resolution during a coordination meeting at CPO Hall in Chumukidima on Tuesday under the initiative of CPO. Furthermore, the meeting also resolved to reaffirm July 17, 2020 resolution, in which the two apex organizations declared not to allow its members to form any organization without the consent and approval from the two organizations within its jurisdiction. Western Tenemi HoHo on Wednesday, through a press release, strongly objected to the use of Naga traditional symbols and motifs in Durga Puja pandals without permission or consent and stated that it has deeply hurt the sentiments of the Tenemi people in particular and the Nagas in general. WTH further mentioned that traditional symbols and motifs have its own cultural significance to which Nagas hold dear and random use of it cannot be tolerated. The HoHo's president, Vikosaya Nekha, in a letter to the president of Hindu Seva Samiti, further stated that the Naga society is intrinsically linked to an age-old practices and cultures and that as a social organization, it is their obligation to protect the rich culture, traditions and religion from being misused, diluted or abused. While it further stated that with WTH always believed in respect and peaceful coexistence with every community and would continue to do so, while the HoHo expected that they would respect its traditions as a highly respected body. Furthermore, the HoHo appealed to the Hindu Seva Samiti to take necessary actions to maintain peace and tranquility in the society. The 3-day skill development seminar, which was held at Pipema under the theme "The World Needs Your Talent," concluded on Wednesday. Notably, the seminar was held at Pipema Cultural Hall and was initiated with the purpose to empower the youths of Pipema with enhancing skills and entrepreneurial mindsets, which will help the village with employability, productivity and economic growth. It is to be mentioned that a total of 60 youths attended the seminar along with 9 resource persons. Earlier, the event was kicked off with a blessing from pastor of Pipema Baptist Church, Pizingu Lekeho, along with a welcome note by President of Pipema Students Union, Zavishe Nakro, on the final day of the program. A flea market was organized for the participants to sell their products which they made during the training session. The 2 minors from Kohima who had reportedly gone missing on Monday evening were found in Nagaland district of Assam on Wednesday. Notably, a person from Nagaland who had been travelling to Guwahati identified the boys and further handed them over to the nearest police unit in Borgad of Nagaland district. It may be mentioned that the two boys identified as Kinikro Resi and Bidihunako are the residents of Forest Colony in Kohima and were reportedly missing since Monday, after which the parents had lodged an FIR at Kohima police station on Tuesday. It is to be mentioned that the boys are currently lodged at a child care institute since it is an interstate issue, while later they will be produced to the concerned Child Welfare Committee as per procedures and after certain formalities. The children will be handed back to their parents. State Minister for Higher and Technical Education, Temjanimna Along, often catches eyeballs of netizens for his witty takes on certain serious issues. His tweets seem to attract internet users with his impeccable sense of humor, drawing attention of many social media users, be it in his take on bachelorhood or food catering services in Indian Railways. Along always remains in limelight due to his Krikri post. This time, Along's take on safety for two-wheeler riders have caught attention in social media. Along on the occasion of Dashara, appealed the bikers to keep their safety in mind while riding and reminded all that they don't have the privilege of having 10 heads like the Ravan. Hence, wearing helmet is a must. Actually, Along appreciated and shared a Dashara greeting tweet from Mumbai police, wherein the police appealed the bikers to be safe on roads and wear a helmet. The third Yajan Iyer Award ceremony organized by the Asat Kong Mungdang under the theme Teaching and Learning was held at Atsengkong Mundang Sendang Salang in Mokokchong on October 5. Around 9 students and 1 teacher were presented with the award. The recipients of the Yajan Iyer Award 2022 are Benjong Sangla Jamir, S. Aliman Ozukum, Mi Sinla Longkomer, Lima Iyer, Chubati Iyer, Tamjankala Iyer, Tumsiyanger, and Mi Yangpang. Award was also presented to the best performing students among the schools in Atsekdong range during the year 2021 to 2022. Notably, the program was attended by former President of Atsekong Mundang A. Nungsang Jamir, President of Atsangkong Mundang Guru S. Pangyang Ozukum, students and teachers. A. Nungsang Jamir praised the students for bringing honor to the range. The Lady Crow Society Kohima conducted one-day training on traditional weaving and bamboo crafts for young girls and boys at Melody Hill in Kohima village on October 5. Around 15 children were trained in weaving and bamboo craft. The program was graced by the chairman of Kohima Village Council, Helivio Solo, and he lauded the members of Lady Crow Society for taking the initiative to pass on the traditional practices to the younger generation. The training program was organized with an aim to impart traditional knowledge to the future generations. Two active cadres of the Dimasa National Liberation Tigers were arrested by the Haflong Battalion of Headquarters on Thursday. The cadres were being pursued for the past few days as they were on the run post-busting of the camp by Haflong Battalion. It is to be mentioned that the authorities seized incriminating materials from the accused, including 2 weapons with ammunitions. Notably, the accused were handed over to the police station in Maibong of the Mahasao district, along with the recoveries for further investigation. Around 8 people have drowned and 50 people rescued after a flash flood hit Mal River in West Bengal during the immersion of goddess Durga's idols on Wednesday. Search and rescue operations are being carried out by the teams of the NDRF, SDRF, police and the local administration. Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered condolences for the loss of lives in the Jalpaiguri and announced 2 lakh rupees from Prime Minister's National Relief Fund to each deceased, as will 50,000 rupees to the injured. Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi on Thursday joined party's Bharat Jodo Yatra at Mandya in Karnataka, which resumed after a 2-day break from Dashera. Notably, Day 29 of Bharat Jodo Yatra began with flag hoisting at exhibition grounds in Mysore and resumed after our bus ride to starting point near Mandya. The Padayatra is covering a distance of 25 km every day and aimed to cover 12 states in 5 months. The Yatra was held to awaken the people of the country to dangers of economic inequalities, socio-polarization and political centralization. Meanwhile, several party MPs, leaders and workers accompanied Gandhi on the Yatra.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार हिंदुस्तान की सबसे बड़ी भ्रष्ट सरकार कर्नाटक में है। 40% कमीशन, नौकरियों की नंगी बोली, पुलिस सब इंस्पेक्टर स्कैम, केपीएससी स्कैम, डिस्ट्रिक्ट बैंक रिक्रूटमेंट स्कैम, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर स्कैम। इन्होंने तो बच्चों के अंडे और मिड डे मील का खाना भी नहीं छोड़ा। ये भाजपाई तो भ्रष्टाचार में वो भी खा गए। श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी हमारी मुखिया हैं और हमारी मुखिया साहस देने आई हैं, बल देने आई हैं। अपने त्याग और कुर्बानी के पल कांग्रेस के साधारण कार्यकर्ता से साझा करने आई है।
A private tourist bus collided with a Kerala State Road Transport Corporation bus from behind on Wednesday in Kerala's Palakkad Vadakkancherry, killing 9 people, where 5 of them were students. The incident occurred around 11:30 p.m. when a private bus traveling at a high speed attempted to overtake a car and it hit the rear end of the KSRTC bus. It is to be mentioned that the bus was carrying 42 students and 5 teachers when the incident took place, and around 40 persons were injured during the accident, where 4 of them were in serious condition. A team of experts from Gulmarg in Jammu and Kashmir has also joined the effort to save 27 mountaineers who were caught in an avalanche on Draupadi's Dandatu mountain peak in Uttarakhand. The expert group has teamed up with the State Disaster Response Force, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police and Nehru Institute Mountaineering in this operation. Based on information from SDRF, the team will carry out its rescue operations at a high altitude.
आज फिर से चॉपर्स फ्लाई करना शुरू हुए हैं और जो स्थिति बनी है, एक एडवांस हेलीपैड भी हाई एल्टीट्यूड पे जो कल बात हुई थी वहाँ उसको स्टैब्लिश करने के लिए आज मॉर्निंग में हेलीकॉप्टर्स ने ट्रायल लैंडिंग करी थी वहाँ पे और वो सफल रही थी। अभी हेलीकॉप्टर्स ने फ्लाई करना शुरू कर दिया है। सुबह मौसम थोड़ा ख़राब था नीचे तलहटी पे, लेकिन अभी मौसम क्लियर है और हेलीकॉप्टर्स ने उड़ान भरना शुरू कर दिया है। कुछ डेड बॉडीज़ हैं वहाँ पे बेस में और हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि आज कुछ डेड बॉडीज़ को हेलीकॉप्टर्स के माध्यम से नीचे लाया जाएगा। मातली के उत्तरकाशी 12th बटालियन का जो हमारा हेलीपैड है वहाँ पे लाया जाएगा और फिर फर्दर उसकी कार्रवाई करके स्थानीय प्रशासन को उनको सौंप दिया जाएगा। हमारे पास एक हाई एल्टीट्यूड और फिर स्कूल जो है गुलमर्ग का, वहाँ से भी एक टीम पहुँची है और उनको भी बेस कैंप पे हम लोगों ने भी रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस में योगदान कर दिया है। जैसे जैसे दिन डलेगा हम ऐसी उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि इसमें और तेज़ी आएगी और हम लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को वहाँ पे ढूंढने के काम को तेज़ कर पाएंगे। फ़िलहाल हमारे जो हमारा एफ़र्ट है वो सर्च ऑपरेशंस पे हमने केंद्रित किया हुआ है और जो भी आईटीबीपी साथ ही साथ वहाँ जो एसडीआरएफ की टीम है, नीम के भी जो हमारे इंस्ट्रक्टर्स हैं और साथ ही साथ अभी जो हॉस की टीम गई है, ये लोग लगातार वहाँ पर सर्च ऑपरेशन अभी चला रहे हैं।
India's popular fact-checker and ALT News co-founders Mohammad Zubair and Pratik Sinha have been listed among popular choices to win the 2022 Nobel Peace Prize by the Time magazine on Wednesday. Time magazine said Mohammad Zubair and Pratik Sinha have been relentlessly battling misinformation in India amid accusations of discrimination against Muslims and have debunked rumors and fake news circulations on social media. Notably, Zubair was arrested in June this year for a 2018 tweet which was reported highly provocative and more than sufficient to incite feelings of hatred as per a Delhi police first information report. Zubair was charged with promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion and deliberate acts to outrage religious sentiments. Zubair was released from Tihar jail after being granted a bail a month later. Indian cricket team has landed in Australia on Thursday to compete in the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Indian squad under the leadership of Rohit Sharma has left 2 weeks earlier in order to adjust to the Australian conditions. After a successful stint against Australia and South Africa in 2 bilateral series, hopes for Man in Blue to win the ICC T20 World Cup are high. Key players in the team like Surya Kumar Yadav and Arshdeep Singh will be playing in Australia for the very first time, and on the other hand, pacer Jasprit Bumrah and all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja have been ruled out of the tournament following injuries. India is set to play a practice match against Western Australia state team, after which the team will travel to Brisbane to play official T20 World Cup warm-up matches against Australia and New Zealand. North Korea again fired a ballistic missile towards the direction of Japan on Thursday. Japanese government issued a high alert emergency and ordered evacuation of an area after North Korea fires a ballistic missile. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, while expressing his dismay over North Korea, said that North Korea's continuous missile launches are absolutely intolerable. Not to forget, it was the 6th banned missile being launched by North Korea in last 2 weeks. Following the joint missile drills among South Korea and United States, North Korea leader Kim Jong-un is seen to be upset. The launch of the ballistic missile by North Korea was reported by South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staffs and the Japanese government. North Korea also condemned the United States for talking to the United Nations Security Council about Pyongyang, North Korea, also expressed their unhappiness and condemned Washington for repositioning a United States aircraft carrier during the US-South Korea joint military drills. A mass shooting incident occurred in southwest Mexico on Wednesday, where around 18 people were killed and 3 others were injured. A gunman opened fire at a city hall in the state of Guerrero, killing more than a dozen people, including the city mayor, Conrado Menzoda Almeida. While confirming the death of the city mayor, the PRD political party to which he belonged condemned the attack and called for justice. The White House on Wednesday expressed disappointment over the announcement of cut in oil production quotas by Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and remarked that OPEC was allying with Russia. The White House also warned that OPEC's move would have the most negative impact on lower and middle-income countries that are already reeling from elevated energy prices. House also added that the Biden administration will consult with Congress on additional tools and authorities to reduce OPEC's control over energy prices. Notably, President Joe Biden has directed the Department of Energy to release $10 million from the country's strategic petroleum reserve next month to keep gas prices low until the crucial midterms. The coronation ceremony for King Charles III is scheduled to take place on June 3, 2023 at Westminster's Abbey, United Kingdom. Notably, Queen Elizabeth II passed away at the age of 96 in September and Charles took the throne just 2 days after Queen's demise. But Charles' reign officially as a king will begin in June. Camilla Parker Bowles will be crowned as Queen Consort. Charles is set to become the oldest monarch at the age of 74 in the history of United Kingdom, and Charles' ceremony is reportedly going to be much smaller and more modest than her mother's. Following the tradition, King Charles will sit on the throne dubbed the Coronation Chair while holding the scepter and rod, which represents his constitutional control of the nation, and the sovereign's orb, representing the Christian world. The Central Nagaland Tribes Council have demanded implementation of Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland at the earliest and also to review the backward quota policy as per the guidelines. Notably, Central Nagaland Tribes Council, comprising Ao, Sumi and Lota tribes, expressed disappointment over the government for not implementing its policies despite setting up various committees and approval of its reports by the cabinet. It further described the committees as mere eyewash and lip service to the people. The council demanded that the state government act on the RII Commission report as the same was already submitted to the government after holding series of consultations with the tribal organizations, civil society and NGOs. The council further stated that despite the policy undergoing several changes since its implementation in 1977, the state government has failed to review the policy as per the guidelines, that is to review the policy every 10 years. Meanwhile, Council also demanded early completion of the Foothill Road. The Council said that the People's Road was not given importance by the government due to unjustified development taking place. In a horrific mass shooting in northeast Thailand, around 32 people lost their lives on Thursday. Many children and adults have been killed during the shooting in the Nagaland district of Thailand's Nong Bau Lampu province. Police stated that a former police officer started open firing at people inside a daycare center and hunt for him was underway. The gunman has been identified as Panya Kamrap, as per media reports. Panya was fired from his position in the police force for failing a drug test. The suspect has reportedly shot himself following the mass shootings. Russian hacker Mikhail Shargin, who allegedly helped 820 students to cheat by manipulating the online system in last year's JEE main, has been granted to 2 days CBI custody by a Delhi court on Tuesday. Shargin was arrested by the CBI after he landed from Kazakhstan on Monday in connection to the alleged manipulation of last year's JEE mains. The Alien software, which was allegedly tampered by Shargin, is the platform on which JEE Main 2021 examinations was concluded. Investigation revealed that Shargin manipulated the system to allow students to give remote access to his colleagues, who gradually answered all the answers. Several raids have been conducted by CBI across many cities and have seized laptops and other equipments. All the evidences from the seized laptops have led to the CBI to Mikhail Shargin. The JEE main scheme involves several foreign nationals. Dear viewers, that's all we have for now. Keep watching Nagaland TV, and this is Lomika Chumi signing off.
अरे तूने अभी तक कुछ किया ही नहीं।
अरे ये तो लो क्वालिटी टंकी है।
होशियारी मत दिखाओ, दुकानदार ने 5 साल की